Not exactly sure how to follow that. I mean, career and physical opposite following that. So here we go. Hey, Dunwell. Good to see you, man. How are you? Yesterday was Valentine's Day. You guys think it's weird you won't go to the funeral of everyone you've ever fucked? Probably won't go to the funeral of everyone you've ever loved. Next joke. Oh, don't worry, there's more. So I travel a lot for comedy, as do a lot of the great acts you've seen so far. I spend about 40 weeks a year on the road, and it's terrible, as I don't have friends anymore. I just, like, my closest friend is whatever Chili's waitress I'm talking to. Because they're familiar, you know? It's depressing, right? But I was in New Orleans for a comedy festival a couple years ago, right? And the reason you go to these comedy festivals if you're a young comic is there's managers, talent scouts, people who can help you in your career, right? So I do my first set, and everything goes great. And then we all went out drinking at a bar called Pat O'Brien's. Yeah, you're familiar. If you're not familiar, Pat O'Brien's is the bar that invented the drink, the Hurricane. And if you don't know what that is, it's just a shitload of rum, and for some reason there's a cherry in the middle of it. I guess to slow you down or whatever. And I have like 8 or 9 of these things because I'm awesome. And I do what I do when I drink too much, which is stand at the bar and not talk to anybody. But every once in a while I'll yell something like, "I don't like the way it's headed," to no one in particular. You'll see, the dollar's gonna fail. No, the moon doesn't control the tides. Yeah. But this beautiful couple walked up to me, very handsome, and they're like, "Hey, we saw you at the show tonight. You were fantastic." And I was like, "Thanks very..." Like, they're like a foot away, and I'm screaming at them, you know? I'm that kind of drunk. And they're like, I'm like, "Thanks very much. Where are you guys from?" And they said, "We're from Los Angeles." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. What do you do down there?" And they said, "We're managers." And I was so drunk, I replied, "You mean like in Arby's?" And they said, "No, like comedians such as yourself." And then I replied, "'Cause I used to manage an Arby's." At that very moment, I knew I'd burned a bridge. But when God shuts a door, he opens a window you can barely fit through. And who should walk in but billionaire owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. And I'm originally from that part of the world, so I'm like, fuck these people, I'm gonna talk to this guy about our quarterback. And as I'm walking over to him, getting a little emotional, I've been drinking. My father was a big Cowboys fan. He died a few months before this. So in my head, I was like, Dad would want you to talk to him. No, he wouldn't have. But I get up to him, I stick my fat, sweaty palm in his face. And he's like, don't get your poor person on me. Because he's a billionaire. And I couldn't think of anything to say, so I just go, Mr. Jones, I just want you to know that the '92 Dallas Cowboys were one of the best parts of my childhood. And he didn't know what to say to that. And I didn't know what to say after that. So I just started crying. He definitely didn't know what to say after that. So ever since my father died, I have an older brother who thinks he is in charge now. Are you familiar with this person in your family? They act like they run shit, and you just treat them like the assistant manager of a Blockbuster. Blockbuster was like Netflix in a building, or like CISO in a building. Who the fuck knows? It was a wild time. You had to leave your bed to see a movie. But So I flew home to surprise my mother for Christmas, right, this past year. And get into her place. We're sitting around my mother's Christmas dinner table, right? It's me, my older brother, my younger brother, my mom, and one of my brother's kids. I don't know which one. They're all loud. You ever meet a kid you're supposed to love and you're just like, hey, you're fine, you know? You're like I'm not a... You're like, no, I won't put on your socks. Fuck off. You're like... But we're sitting around my mother's Christmas dinner table, and I just happened to say this. I was like, oh, did you guys hear? There might be a black James Bond. I feel you tightening up. And don't worry, I'm going to make this catch. And we're sitting there, I said, there might be a black James Bond. And this guy goes, who? And I said, Idris Elba. He played Stringer Bell on The Wire. Real good look. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know when you don't know shit about cars, but you're like, that's a nice car? Same thing, but black guy. It's devastating how good looking he is. It's probably got like a Punisher on him, too. But I say, Idris Elba, he played Stringer Bell on The Wire. And this guy just goes, no! And then he just got up and left Christmas dinner. And it's for the reason you think. He's racist. And he came back in 5 minutes later and just looked me dead in the eyes, and he like puts his haunches up on the chair, and he just goes, you know, Shane, if you's too open-minded, your brain will fall out. And he nodded at the end like, checkmate, motherfucker, what's next? Like, and that almost makes sense. You know, like, when he said it, I got the same feeling I would get when I'd have a remainder left over in long division, you know, just like, oh, God damn it, nearly. But he wins because I don't know how to argue with shit that doesn't. What do you say back to that? Like, well, you know, the turkey is a bit dry this year, but it'll make a turd. Like, I don't know what the... Well, if you buy a hog and you don't check the snout, it could be a chicken. Better get your butter going because them grits ain't gonna cook. It's weird. I'll finish with a joke. So... Your laugh is like one of those jack-o'-lanterns I walk by on Halloween that scares the shit out of me. So I should preface this. I love my mother. I know everybody like supposed to love their mother, but like she's the best. I have trouble understanding her capacity for love. Because, like, it's incredible. Like, she makes me proud to be her son. She's the best. But she has started doing this thing where anytime she hears the actor George Clooney's name, she always says the exact same thing, the exact same way. I'm going to do an impression of that now. Marianne, will you help me out? You do it?
Sure.
Yeah, that's Marianne, everybody. She put this shit together. That's enough! She does a great job. I'm going to turn around. She's going to wait 5 seconds, and I'm going to say George Clooney. This is my mother hearing George Clooney's name. Sorry for how I look from behind.
George Clooney.
Oh, that George Clooney? You know they say he has political aspirations. and that's it. It's probably dementia. But now I make up things I would like her to say. So you hit me again, Ace.
George Clooney.
Oh, George? You know they say he has 12 racing ponies, each more expensive than the last. And we'll finish on one more.
George Clooney.
Why the question? You're out. Don Will, help me out.
George Clooney.
Rosebud. Thank you guys very much. I'm Shane Torres.